It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Magic Rock Brewing Company, available in Morrisons. And it's a new beer that launched this week. At least for me, I have a local Morrisons store that doesn't change its kind of beer aisles up very much. So I popped out to my local Cardiff store where I found this. So for me, this is launched this week. It might have been in some of your Morrison stores, certainly up north a little earlier than this, but this is called the Fabulist, and it's a hazy IPA coming in at 6.2% ABV. Now this would definitely been a beer that's been thought out, released, brewed, and then released by this relatively new company that's taken on Magic Rock Brewing Company. Bit of cornflake in my teeth. So I think by looking at this beer, I think you're going to be looking at the future of where Magic Rock are going. Have they made a decent beer to go into Morrisons for £3.50 a can? The only way of knowing, of course, is getting this beer out into a glass and see what we get. So we got a 1 to 2 finger white head, good levels of carbonation on the beer. It's a lovely amber coloured beer with a slightly dirty glass. Can you see the carbonation sticking to the side of the glass there? That's a sign that the glass is dirty, and that's my bad. That's my issue, not the beer's issue. But it's looking pretty good. There's no real sediment floating around in the glass, but it's definitely hazy. Let's get the aroma on the beer then. 6.2% ABV. So, Magic Rock Brewing Company, fantastic history, fantastic past. Started brewing beer in 2012. Long time ago now. Long time ago. That's 11 years ago. Where does the time go? I went to the launch. I've done a Magic Rock Brewery tour when the brewery first opened. That must have been like 12 years ago. Where does the time go? Have a look on YouTube if you want to see that video. But the beer back then was wonderful. It was proper kind of high-end, high-quality beer back then. We can talk about Magic Rock and what's happened since in a moment, but what I want to do first and foremost is give a review of this Fabulist Hazy IPA. So the aroma is coming through as a little bit kind of glucose-like. It's coming through kind of slightly sweet, glucosey. Maybe some brewer's syrup that they've used to brew this beer with, which makes me sigh a little bit. So a little bit sweet. But then you have all your tropical hops then, your passion fruit, your mangoes, your grapefruits, orange peel, tangerine flavours. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. My goodness me. Where do I begin with this beer? It really isn't worth £3.50. It really isn't worth £3.50. Dear oh dear. It's dreadful. It's dreadful. Now, I'm just going to give my own personal opinion on this. I'm not going to get into it too much, but I bought the little German beer box set, that 10 beer box set, and it worked out £25 for 10 beers, and they were £2.50 a beer. For 500ml, not 440ml, which this can is. If you're very new to this scene, if you're very new to beer, then I don't have a bottle around me. Yes, I do. Bottle of really old, which I picked up in a flea market. I love going to old flea markets and stuff. This is Dylan Thomas's ale from 1993. Undrinkable, of course, but I picked it up anyway. Oh no, I'm about to... all the labels are coming off. Be very careful with this. It's an antique. 500ml bottle. So the German beers are in a 500ml bottle, and they were coming in at £2.50. So you're talking 440ml here. That's 60 millilitres less beer and £1 more. And the reason why I'm bringing up this German beer box in Lidl is because there's been quite a bit of discussion on the internet about this little box set, about, you know, affordability and that sort of thing. And just on a personal level, I thought those 10 beers were fantastic value for money. £2.50 a bottle, absolutely solid, everyone drinkable. I drank every beer. And what I will say straight away with this beer is that, and I'm not going to pull any wool over people's eyes, I am not going to be finishing this beer. This is not a beer, even though I paid for it, even though I bought it, I won't finish it. I will not be finishing this beer. And the fact that I paid £1 more for it, and you're getting 60 millilitres less, shows that maybe Lidl are onto something here. Maybe they've kind of like dropped this successful beer box from Germany, and now going forward, of course, it gives the sales team an idea of what people want. So we might be seeing going forward, I mean, it didn't take a genius, does it, for the little bigwigs to go, hey, oh, they sold pretty well, those German beers, why don't we try and put them in the UK in more of a kind of permanent way? Wouldn't that be fantastic? But then that gives companies like Magic Rock and Tesco and Asda and Morrisons, it gives them a massive headache. Why? Because this beer, 60 millilitres less, £1 more a can, that's massive margin in beer. That's massive wiggle room to make a really good beer. This beer shouldn't be tasting sweet like this. This beer shouldn't be tasting really sweet and glucose-like and kind of... It's musty as well. It's sweet and musty, like it's been left in an old library for the day, and it's just musty and dusty and not much to it. It's not clean cut. It's not overly refreshing. It's not an overly refreshing beer. It's just bleh. It's just like... I don't see a bright future. I really don't. If these companies insist on bringing out £3.50 cans of craft beer in supermarkets, of this quality, I don't see the British public being fooled. I just do not see it. There's no real clean, it doesn't taste like a clean beer. It's not like you're not getting clean hop flavours and aromas. You're not getting clean malt flavours. I'm not talking about it being lovely and bready and malty and then kind of hoppy and bitter, and there's no kind of there's no definition here. It's just kind of just like glucosey and sweet and hop oils or hop concentrates or whatever they've chosen to put in the beer, and it's just, for me personally, it's a recipe for disaster. I was going to talk about Magic Rock, but I haven't got time. I'm already 12 minutes into this video. I was going to talk about Magic Rock's kind of climb to stardom as a UK brewery. They were producing terrific beers. They were releasing beers, like taking pictures and putting their beers on Instagram, and they were selling out of that beer within hours. It was all sold out. I can't imagine this Magic Rock as the company they are now. I can't imagine that happening anymore. I can't imagine people, oh, Magic Rock, you know. It's a real shame. It's a real shame. Even with the ingredients, all they put is that it contains barley and wheat. They've not even been bothered to put a proper ingredient list on the side of this can. Which for me almost confirms that it's been brewed with glucose syrup. Terrible beer. I will not be finishing it. I will certainly not be buying it again. Awful stuff. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.